We are not sweating. Thankfully, we do have AC here in the studio, as it's been really hot. And one thing that will be very hot in a different kind of way is coming up next week. And that's Festival Inpire. We have Lisa Griffin, the executive director. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hot stuff. Thank you for having me.
That was masterful. That was excellent. I'm very happy. You're dressed for comfort today, which is excellent because again, it's just so hot. It's
I luckily am not
hot.
priming any of the walls, but they are getting primed. But I'm not the one priming them, so yeah.
That's why you're here.
I think we figured out the production. You know, it's like, oh, I'm the director. I'm not supposed to be priming the walls. If I need to, I will. But like, yeah.
I guess I have to be the face of this.
I wear my good shorts and not have to worry getting paint on them.
That's all you can ask for. So the fourth Festival Inpire, what is set up for this year?
Well, we took all the stuff that works and kept it.
Okay,
like
that's good. That's a good start.
The color party and the disco bike ride, and obviously the murals. And Big Saturday, which is the big Saturday that we have on the end of the festival. It's like the big party.
Yeah.
And we extended the bylaw, actually the noise bylaw, till 1 a.m. So we're like going to party it up a little bit and drag it on.
May as well take advantage.
And then cry when it ends. But then we were like really wanting to add in a couple like off the dream list events. So we added in something called the Sputnik, which is a 30-foot geodesic dome that arrived from Ontario in pieces that we're assembling on Sunday down on the riverfront. Okay. And that'll be open on Monday until Saturday, and it's a bar with full programming, so it'll have like a whole bunch of really cool events in it. It has singer-songwriter sang cassettes. It has speakers panel, our artist panels in there. It has a green drinks event. It has what else? It's a full list. It's online.
It's a pop-up bar.
It's a pop-up bar. Yeah.
There's lots of bar-like things that will be there.
And if you're not there for the week, then it will be gone. So either go or hold your peace.
And worth noting, by the way, a geositic dome means the type of dome that it is.
Yep.
I do read Wikipedia every once in a while.
It's actually a 4V, which has certain, energetic
and certain industrial
properties.
Characteristics, so that way it doesn't. It's really cool. Read it up on it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll probably post the energetic properties of it like in the dome itself. It's pretty interesting. And then so the Sputnik is open. The Sputnik lands on Monday, and then on the Friday night of the festival this year, we have something called Art in the Dark, which is modeled after a Nuit Blanche type thing. So we've got about 25 ephemeral, so like temporary installations or performances or experiences that are happening on the Friday night, Friday the 13th. The disco bike ride is obviously a big success, partnership with La Bikery, and this year my bike shop as well has hopped on board to help us with that. And it's part of Art in the Dark. So instead of just taking people around to the murals, we'll take them around the murals, but on the way there might be these little pop-up performances as well. All of that programming is online too, under the Friday. And then,
it's all set up to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Sounded pretty chock full. That's 9th to the 14th, by the way. So that's coming up next week.
Yep.
Let's unpack some of what you just told us there. Let's start with the murals. Did you the reception that has come in from past year's murals? Did you expect that? Because it seems like it's been just everyone loves them.
I mean, expectations. You know, my yoga teacher, he always says, those who expect will experience labor pains. So I don't really have any expectations. We had things that we wanted to accomplish, Matt and I, and so we sort of structured everything to set it out so that it would succeed in that way. There was no telling, how it would actually end up being. But we get about half of our murals are like phone-ins, and the other half are phone-outs. And sometimes it's begging for a wall for a while, and sometimes they're just like, yes, sure, something beautiful, that would be great. That was the response for the first two murals that we did ever, which was not Inspire, actually, the first two before we started Inspire, which was the one across from Laundromat and the one, the black man's face on the red background by Kevin Lito, way back. So I don't know if I expected anything, but I'm happy with the way the community is happy. And if that was ever to change, then the programming can change or the conversation can change, and it really is just a conversation.
That's one thing, producer Dennis, we were talking about that before, about how there are school groups that come in just around, because around here there's the turtle mural just beside us here, and they come in to see that and just take a look at it. You know, and it's amazing. I'm looking that way because the building is that way physically in this space, but that's just one example. It's calling my name. It's calling my name, but that's just one one example of the many, the excellent art. I want to say art installations, but really that is what it is.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from the murals too. I think that's the thing about the turtle is, just looking at it, it speaks. You know, it speaks 1,000 words. It's not just. I mean, it's a little bit more than that, because that's your garbage. So that's your thing. That somehow the turtle is teaching you about your stuff and things that you just throw away, that really didn't go away, did it? It was just going to a big hole in the ground called a landfill, and we pulled it out instead of hiding it and put it on a wall. So it says a lot, the turtle.
Take that, your garbage.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Here's your turtle kiddie pool. You can have it back in the form of art. Yeah, I think what Bordello Dos is doing is really, really effective. I don't know how long he'll do it for. I just was working up in Aberdeen in the north of Scotland with the Newark Street Festival, which is they're from Stavanger, Norway, and that's the oldest street art festival in Europe. Or possibly the Western world, and they've been running for 14 years and keeping it real the whole time, and they were hired by the Aberdeen government to come in and diversify the economy since the oil crash in 2009-2011 in Scotland. Which I thought was a great choice, and I wanted to learn from them on how we can sort of take that model on how is art good for the economy, and then bring it into what we know we're good at here, and sort of expand on that. And he made a unicorn, the Scottish national animal. Yeah, in Aberdeen.
That's like the most badass thing ever. It's like when you learn there's an opening for that, like Canada's national bird. There was an opening for that for a while. And it was like, we could say a griffin. Like, you could say whatever it is, you know, right? Great. Like, they picked a unicorn. Scotland picked a unicorn.
Like the national bird.
Like, you know, it's unreal that you could just pick that. But I don't mean to take away from the point. Like, it's really important to see, and really interesting to see how art and the like can help diversify the economy and help transform the economy as well.
And education, you know, and I think how can you dislike putting education on the walls too? And it's a big change from just having advertising. This year we're putting a piece of art by Konzo and Global on a billboard in Dieppe. So that's the thing too, is like, maybe, you know, and maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It's like, is that an advertisement, or is that, you know, people will look at that billboard and they think automatically it's an ad. So if you look at a billboard and you think it's real, but you have to think twice, then you're thinking more about what you're looking at.
That's
and
true.
I think that's important. And I think the murals do that in many ways, in many facets.
And that's part of art's point, is to be provocative and is to ask questions.
Exactly.
And that's another question, is it advertising? Is it art? It could be whatever you want it to be.
Exactly. And I struggled with that for a while. Like, what is the point of this? Is it even street art? Is it even real if we have permission for all of these walls? Is it still in the essence of street art, saying, like, giving voice to people who didn't have a voice before? And I think that, you know, for example, with the university mural, which is finished, the 13-story, you know, La France mural, people were talking about it. The Aboriginal community was talking to the Anglophone community, and they were talking to the Francophone community, and everybody was talking online. And at first I was like, oh no. They're upset, and it's the biggest one we have, you know, but they had to talk it out. And the fact that that mural created a space for community to come together and hash stuff out means that street art is doing its job, and that there is a purpose for this festival.
Let's that unpacked some awesome deep stuff, and that was great. Let's get a little bit more into this art in the dark thing, because I really like the idea of that. Let's talk. We've got, I don't know, I'll say a minute for you. Let's talk about what Art in the Dark is. Okay,
Art in the Dark is a series of ephemeral art installations and performances all around the downtown core, mainly on Main Street, Riverfront Park, and St. George, modeled after Nuit Blanche. We actually have the curatorial director, Tom Sokolowski, from the ex-curatorial director of Nuit Blanche Toronto, which is a big deal, coming to check it out. So it's our first time, so we can't screw it up, because Tom's going to be here.
No pressure.
So you'll get a program. You can get it online and print it off, or you can come and get it from like any of the cafes and stuff downtown, or from our Sputnik, or from the second mini Sput on site. And then you can follow the flow of what you want to do, all ending in a dance party with shrimp ring. So at the hub. So yeah, definitely check that stuff out. It's really temporary. A lot of local artists are engaged in that. I think this year we probably have like, I don't know, I'm going to go with like 200 200 artists engaged, at least 250 maybe if you count all the music.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
It's a lot. If anybody wants to put the artists up, we need beds now. Yeah.
It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of messages sent back and forth.
It's a lot of time, but it's worth it.
No, that is for sure. We have like 30 seconds, but I know I really want to get your opinion on this. There will be an option, from what I understand, to sign up for a plastic-free July.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Plastic-free July Moncton. You can sign up on the website, festivalinspire.com/plastic-free-July, or you can go to the Facebook page, Plastic-Free July Moncton. You are challenging yourself to live either for a day, a week, the week of the festival, or the whole month, to live without plastic completely, or to live without the top four, which is your plastic bag, plastic bottles, straws, and coffee lids. And like, if you sign up, we're not going to call you and be like, oh my God, you got a straw today, you're totally fired. You just challenge yourself and see how it feels, and then be like, oh, whoops. And even me, I'm like, oh, crap. Did I just get that thing? I can't get that thing. So yeah, I've just decked out the whole team with coffee cups and water bottles. And on site, we'll have public water. We don't have any bottled water on site. All of our vendors are getting switched over to anybody who is selling anything is zero plastic. We're a zero waste festival. So try to give it a shot. That's all we can do. Check out the website, festivalinspire.com. By the way, Lisa Griffin, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for having me.